there! It's Ruth Roland with the Fiddle Kickoff known as the chop. This video will cover the bowstroke to use for the chop, which notes you want to choose for your particular tune, and how many chops to use in your particular kickoff. If this interests you, subscribe for more of the same. So, fiddle language can be confusing because often things are known by more than one term, words have more than one meaning, and chop is one of those words with multiple meanings. It could be a mandolin chop, which isn't necessarily a kickoff. It could be the chop kickoff that we're talking about today, or it could be the chop bowing technique, which is not the topic of today's video. You can chop a chop kickoff, but we're not going to go into that. The stroke that we use for a non-chop chop kickoff is just a short down bow at the frog. And however many chops we do, they're all down bow. All right. The notes we use, you can use one or two strings. I always do two because, why waste the opportunity? And the notes that you would use, you have to figure out the key that your piece is in if you don't already know it. And find the note with the same name as the key on your fingerboard, and then use the same finger on the next higher string. So say the piece that you're leading in is in E flat. So I find an E flat and put my finger, the same finger, on the next higher string, the A string. Okay? Okay, that's the E flat chord, and I use that to kick off the piece. But how do we know how many notes, how many chops to do for the kickoff? Well, if your piece starts on the beat, like Boel and Cabbage, right? You do two chops in the same speed that you intend to play. So get a pulse going, maybe in your body even, so that you're sure. Imagine yourself playing the piece and start in that speed. That's assuming that we're not doing a waltz. You do two chops. Waltz, chop may not be the best choice for a waltz kickoff for several reasons. So I'm not even going to discuss waltzes. So, yes. So if your piece starts on a pickup note, though, you may still only have two chops if the speed of the piece is fast. Like for Soldier's Joy, you would do two chops. I just put the pickup notes right next to the second chop instead of leaving space, like I did for Boel and Cabbage. Irish Washerwoman, also a faster song with pickup notes. Right? But for a piece like I Got Spurs That Jingle, Jangle, Jingle, where the pulse is slower, we would do three chops. We would fill up the entire bar up to the pickup note. If you need help figuring out whether your piece starts on the beat or has a pickup note, drop a note in the comments and I'll do a catch-up video on that particular thing. If your group needs more than three chops to come in together, maybe the chop is not the best choice for your kickoff. At least not by itself. You could combine it with Taters or Son of a Gun or other kickoffs. Just to sum up, the chop is short notes at the frog, in the speed that you're doing the kickoff. Choose the notes from the key chord and only do 2 or 3, depending on whether or not your piece has a pickup and how fast the pickup is. If you found this useful, subscribe and hit the notifications bell to know when the next one posts. See you there.